everyone, welcome back to JP WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good week and you've calmed down from Sunday's debacle, and also for that matter that your Arsenal mates aren't really ribbing you as much as they were at the start of the week. This is the preview of West Ham's 13th away game of the 23-24 Premier League season, where we travel up to Nottingham to the City Ground to take on Nottingham Forest this Saturday afternoon for a 3 o'clock kickoff, not live on any UK TV channel. As always guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear guys, as you can see from the icon that's up here, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they are currently supporting 39 separate food banks last time I heard. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I have been really needing to rely on food banks these last 4 or 5 years. So as always guys, there's going to be timestamps in the in the description below, so jump around to any section if you can't stay with us. If you can, perfect. The more you can listen to us, the more you can give more information down in the comments below, and of course, as I say, because I want to hear what you guys are thinking. But if you can't, that's fine too. Just nice to jump around to whatever section you want to listen to. If you're listening to it on the way to work, on coming back from work, on lunch break, whatever you're doing. Now, as always, guys, let's start off by talking about the officials. The referee for this game is Tom Bramall. His assistants are Matt Wilkes and Adrian Holmes. The fourth official is Gavin Ward. On VAR, we have Tim Robinson, and his assistant is Derek Eaton. So, Derek Eaton, I'm not a big fan of, but at the end of the day, guys, it's not on telly. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have some decent decisions for a change. Now, our last visit to the City Ground in the league was all the way back, well, I say all the way back, it was back in August 22, when we lost 1-0 under David Moyes with a goal from Owoni, I think you pronounced that, on the 45th minute. And then prior to that, the last away league game we played against them was back in the Championship, back in 2012. So our last 6 games against them aren't relevant. And likewise with David Moyes' record against them as well, because that last game back in August 22 was literally the only time David Moyes managed it against Notts Forest in the Premier League. So yeah, it's just not relevant in any shape or form. Now, Forest are, at the time of this recording, 16th in the league after 24 games. Winning 24, yeah, they wish. After 24 games, winning 5, drawing 6 and losing 13, scoring 30 and conceding 44. So, for those that are on a mathematical journey with us, it's a minus 14 goal difference on 21 points. 2 points above the relegation zone. Now, their home form so far this season in the league shows they've won 3 times, drawn 3 times, losing 16, scoring 17, conceding 20 goals. So they're at home. Their record is minus 3 goal difference so far. And their last 5 Premier League home games show they've won 1 and drawn 4. Now, up rock West Ham after a 6-0 drubbing. Or you could say a 9-0 drubbing from Man United on top of that as well. So yeah, I'm not very confident. I'm not very confident at the moment, but, you know, things can only get better. Now, Forest have a 29-man squad versus our 21. As we know, they are potentially coming onto some financial problems. Whenever that's going to be announced properly, obviously, and we know that the Premier League are investigating them, but we don't exactly know when that's going to take place. Is that going to be towards the end of the season? Is it going to be announced in the summer, and therefore what they'll have a deduction of the Premier League minus whatever goal difference? Just so many questions, or points for that matter, I should say. Points wins prizes. You know, it's really, really tricky to figure out, and I do feel sorry for Forest to a degree. You know, because clubs need to be sorting themselves out, and Forest are trying to do it, but a little bit too early and a little bit too over the top, shall we say. But the current manager, Nuno Espirito Santos, I should say, his go-to formation since he came in and replaced Steve Cooper in December 23 was the is, I should say, no surprise to anybody in any shape or form, the most boring formation you could possibly think of as the 4-2-3-1, and as a result their style of play is they like to play with width, taking lots of shots and long shots and playing with long balls, attacking down the right, rotating their starting 11, because let's face it guys, they've got enough there at the minute, and also playing in their own half. They are very strong at counterattacks and stealing possession. They are strong at attacking down both wings and aerial duels as well, but they are weak at finishing scoring chances, avoiding the offside trap, keeping possession, defending set pieces, and avoiding fouls in dangerous areas, and they are very weak at protecting the lead. Now, in terms of injuries for Forest, they've only really got two, which is right back Montiel and centre forward Chris Wood are both out with their respective thigh injuries, with no sign of a return as yet, but they're both being assessed. Now, in terms of everybody else that is currently listed, these are players that should be back from the Africa Cup of Nations. Defender Sangari, former West Ham player Chico Kiate, centre back Bolly, and also Anina should be back soon. So if they're not back into this squad this time round, then I'm sure they're going to be back for the following fixture. Now that and the Africa Cup of Nations is also Africa Cup of Nations and the Asia Cup, I should say, are both over. Not that they had anybody out in Asia, so it's not relevant, but you know what I mean. Now, I did watch their game against the Geordies on Saturday night, and they gave the Geordies a hell of a good game. I really enjoyed it as a relative neutral. Because I was obviously looking to see what they were doing, their formations, their players that we need to keep an eye out for, which we'll come on to in a second. We really do need some pace in the back four. We generally do, and I think my starting 11 is going to be a little bit controversial for you guys, but I do think some of you will agree with it, and of course not everybody will, but it'd be quite nice if some people give me your points. And as I say, always put your comments in the comment section below, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Now, I've got a funny feeling Chris Wood may be in the squad for this. I have included him in the players that we need to be looking out for. I mean, after all, at the end of the day, guys, he is their highest goal scorer at home with 4 goals and 1 assist, with right winger Alenga right behind him with 3 goals and 3 assists, as Alenga is also their joint highest goal assister with defender Tofalu both on 3 assists as well, and midfield Gibbs White is also on 3 assists, but he's also on 3 yellows. Now, former Spurs player Aurier is also right behind him on 2 assists as well. So we need to be keeping out for an eye on those guys. But Chris Wood is also their highest duel winner at home with an average of 3.2 aerial duels won per game. Now, so let's look into a bit finer detail as to why I do feel that we need to be keeping an eye out for these players. Now, Chris Wood, for example, is very much a counter-attack threat. He likes to do flick-ons and layoffs, but he doesn't dive into tackles, which is one of the reasons why he hardly gets injured. But he also is very good and strong at aerial duels, and is also strong at headers, strong at finishing, but he is weak at defensive work as well, for that matter. So we need to try and get him involved at certain points, I reckon. Gibbs White likes to play long balls. He likes to cross and dribble and play flick-ons, but also doesn't dive into tackles. I quite like this, that their attacking players don't dive into tackles, because that's not their job. They need to be fit, they need to be there and scoring goals, and they are scoring, but they're conceding way too much. Now, he is very strong at crossing and strong at key passes and taking set pieces, but he is weak at finishing. He is passing as well, for that matter. Alanga likes to play short passes. He's strong at key passes and long shots, but he is weak at holding onto the ball and passing as well, for that matter. Owoni is a set piece and counter-attack threat. He likes to play short passes. He likes to do flick-ons and layoffs and commits fouls often. He is very strong at headers, strong at finishing, weak at aerial duels, passing, and the offside awareness as well. And he is very weak at holding on to the ball. Now, former Chelsea midfielder Hudson-Odoi likes to play long balls, shoot from distance. He likes to dribble and also doesn't dive into tackles. He is very strong at long shots. He's strong at holding on to the ball, but he is weak at aerial duels and defensive help as well. Attacking midfielder Origi, just in case he is involved at any point. He likes to dribble and shoot from distance and also doesn't dive into tackles, as well as being strong at long shots. He is also strong at dribbling, and he is weak at passing, holding on to the ball, finishing, crossing, and defensive contributions as well. So, guys, that's a relatively quick snapshot of the sort of players I think we need to be keeping an eye out for. Because Alanga Iwanyi and Hudson-Odoi at certain points, they can be very, very tricky to play against. Not all the time, but they can be. Now, guys, let's turn to West Ham, of course, because we are just over 10 minutes into the video. Now, guys, I'm not going to go into the Arsenal game. I went into massive detail with that earlier in the week. If you haven't already done so, a lot of people have watched it. Thank you very much to everybody that has. Over the last 4 weeks, 50% of you guys are not subscribed. So please do hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this video, because the more likes this gets, genuinely, the more advertising it gets on YouTube as well, for that matter. And please do share this video with anybody that you feel may want to watch it. But if you want to watch the Arsenal full-time thoughts video, where I go into detail as to what the hell was going on with the defence, not too much, but it's still a 20-odd minute video, go check it out up here. Because basically, at the end of the day, guys, I was trying to trial a new way of putting my thoughts over in terms of what was going on. Now, in terms of injury news for West Ham, given the previous results, I'm guessing Antonio's very likely to be in the squad for this game. I don't think he's going to start. There's no rumblings. He's been training for a week now, by the looks of things, from what I'm reading and seeing. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be involved. Paquetá is likely to miss this one out. Both players are 25% chance of returning, according to PremierInjuries.com. But I do think, I do think that Antonio is probably closer than Paquetá. Now, earlier this week, if you didn't already know, there was a behind closed doors training friendly, which apparently Cornet scored a brace in. I mean, what more? I keep saying it every single time. What more does this kid need to do to get himself in there? Especially bearing in mind Ben Rama's gone. Fornals has gone. Johnson, I love to bits, but he's not a winger in any shape or form. What more does he need to do? Seriously, I really hope. Now guys, let's start by talking about the starting 11 now. I really hope that we get to see Cornet in the starting 11 this time around. It's ridiculous having him on the bench and not playing. I know he's lacking a bit of pace up here, but he's not lacking pace with his legs in any shape or form. But I do feel, because of the attacking, the four of the attacking players that that Forest have got, I do think we need a bit of pace in the back four. I genuinely do. So I've made 3 changes to the starting 11 in terms of that. I've put in a junior in the back four because I don't trust Agued. I don't seem to be the only one. I'm hearing other people are having issues with him now as well. I say, well, now that he's back, it seems to be escalating. Zuma can't turn for toffee. Bless him. I love him to bits. But we can't have these sort of static players behind in the back four. We really can't. So this is the starting 11 that I've gone for. I'm hoping that David Moyes, he won't in any shape or form, but I don't have faith in him enough to think that he's going to try and turn it around if he doesn't start this starting 11. Areola in goal, with a back four of Soufal, Mavropanos, Casey and Emerson. Alvarez in the hole behind Phillips, supporting Cornet, Ward-Prowse and Kudus in the midfield, with Bowen up front. So thank you very much for your time, guys. As I say, please do like, share and subscribe. The more we've had some nice numbers on Monday and Tuesday subscribing. Not huge, but it has helped. As I say, just over half of you guys that watch content on this channel over the last 4 weeks have not subscribed. So please do so. It'd be great to get the numbers whacking back up there. We are so close to 2,500. Really is. It's like, what was it, 28 now? I think 28, 29, something like that. But guys, look after yourselves. We will be doing the watch along on Saturday afternoon for the game. So please do make sure, if you are subscribing, hit your notification bell so you get to know when all new content is going up. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy your weekend and the end of this week as well, for that matter, for those that are watching it on Thursday when this video is loaded. But yeah, have a great weekend, and I hope to see you on Saturday. All the best now. Take care.